Hey everybody, welcome back to Sticky Floor Friday, the internet movie show that's perfectly fine, but will be remade in 5 years anyway for no reason. Now, we've got two huge movies coming out this week, but the real question is, why doesn't anyone really care? Well, why don't we find out? I'm going to start with The Incredible Hulk, a movie that already came out 5 years ago, but is being remade because the original one was done by that Brokeback director, and apparently comic book fans, they can't handle that! Nah. Anyway, I don't have a lot of allegiance to The Incredible Hulk. I'm a big comic book fan, but he kind of was always off my radar a little bit. And the TV show, which, you know, whatever, I watched it as a kid, but now you look at that thing, it's pretty corny, even though Lou Ferrigno's friggin' ripped. That guy is gigantic. Anyway, I don't really mind that they're hitting the reset button on this movie. Again, I don't have much allegiance to it. But the same thing that happens when I play video games and I hit the reset button, I feel like a pang of guilt. And I also don't really want to play that game too much again after hitting reset. Kind of feel the same way about this. But let's look at the positives here. There are some. We've got Ed Norton starring as Bruce Banner, which is pretty cool, especially after seeing Robert Downey Jr. rock it as Iron Man. Now, speaking of Iron Man's got a cameo in this movie, so you're going to see Tony Stark, which is really cool. I like that they're starting to bleed the franchises together, and it'll make for, when the Avengers comes out, something really neat. Also, this movie's getting really good reviews, which is kind of surprising. So these are all really good things, but for some reason I just can't get fired up about it, and I don't know why. But I am going to recommend it as a matinee, because it's definitely worth it. It's a comic book movie. Just be cautious. The other movie coming out this week is The Happening, or as the ads will beat you over the head with, M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening. Blah, R-rated. Nah. The real question here is, does M. Night Shyamalan's name hold weight anymore? When it comes to his movies, there's two camps of thought. There are defenders and there are destroyers. The defenders will always point to Sixth Sense and Unbreakable as undeniably fantastic movies, and they'll also defend The Village for being brilliant and misunderstood. Now, the destroyers will take him to task for always having gimmicks in his movies, for making progressively worse movies as he goes on, and for being a pretentious jerk and casting himself in a key role in all of his movies. Now, one good thing for The Happening, for the Destroyers, is that he's not in this movie. This is about a bunch of people who, through some strange phenomenon, are killing themselves, and Mark Wahlberg has to kind of figure out what's happening. It's kind of a cool concept. I really like that idea, but the reviews have been pretty unkind. Honestly, if you're going to see this movie, it all depends on if you're a destroyer or a defender. I'm going to let my recommendation speak for itself, and the box office is going to speak for you guys. Alright, time to recap. Pay half for Hulk, and don't get burned by M. Night again. It's very weird. Two very big movies, and two shrugging shoulders. Next week, we return with comedy with Get Smart and The Love Guru, so I'll see you guys then.